In Sandwell, we have a simple mechanism in place to ensure that partner organisations work together to address community problems such as crime, antisocial behaviour, drugs, littering and fly tipping. We call this mechanism tasking, and it operates at 3 levels: neighbourhood, town and borough-wide. Sandwell Council, West Midlands Police, Sandwell Homes, West Midlands Fire Service and other partners have developed tasking arrangements across the borough as part of their broader neighbourhood management and neighbourhood policing strategies. But tasking focuses on action to address the here and now problems that impact on residents' quality of life and satisfaction with their neighbourhoods, rather than strategic service development. The process consists of 3 main stages that look like this. We're going to follow it through using a case study. We'll start here looking at a typical neighbourhood problem. This area at Devil's Hill was becoming a big problem for local residents. Young people had been congregating around a large tree here, drinking and allegedly taking drugs. The route from Charlemont Farm into Stone Cross passes over this rough ground among this affluent street and through this alleyway, Simon Close.
Why do kids keep constantly coming down here drunk, smashing glass, messing about with cars? And I'm fed up of the constant complaints. People that live round here are appalled. It's not good enough for the locals. This is why we're constantly having problems. Graffiti on walls, noise, vandalism, antisocial behaviour. What more do they need?
There are many ways in which residents can report problems: by phone, email or letter to their neighbourhood manager, or at a neighbourhood tasking meeting. These meetings take place every 3 months at local venues in each of the borough's 31 neighbourhood tasking areas. This one is at the Wesley Centre in Wednesbury. Residents get the chance to raise new concerns with the police, neighbourhood managers, environmental services, councillors and other partners. They can also follow up progress on issues raised at previous meetings.
Ensure that from that clampdown if tickets been issued.
Neighbourhood forums are well attended, and as you can see, the discussion can get quite heated.
I think you would be monitored more often than on the time they do it.
Wherever a complaint originates, it's up to the neighbourhood manager to decide the next step. For example, some crimes may be a strictly police matter, whilst other issues could be sorted out with a simple telephone call, letter or discussion with partners.
The first thing the neighbourhood manager will do, look at all the issues involved and decide whether it can be actually done in a quick way by making a few phone calls to an officer, for example, if it's fly tipping, or if it's something serious, then will he need to go to town tasking, or will he need to get the support of a senior officer to actually get it tackled?
If the neighbourhood manager cannot solve the problem directly, the next stage is to raise the issue at a town tasking meeting. These meetings are held fortnightly in each of the 6 towns, often at the local police station. Representatives from the police, fire service, several council service areas, including youth services and neighbourhood managers, discuss progress on ongoing issues and raise new concerns in a methodical way.
So from now through till the next meeting, and obviously it's ongoing, you're going to move your guys back up there. Where the town tasking process fits in, sometimes there are issues that we can't always deal with there and then, and we need a multi-agency approach and more of a team effort. And those issues are brought to town tasking, and the majority of issues we've been able to deal with as a group with the people that are representative from all the agencies.
If a resolution cannot be found immediately, then tasks are allocated to partner agencies who address those issues directly.
Going to have a look at the graffiti, that's just over here.
It is often the case that dealing with issues requires the various parties involved to actually visit the sites where problems occur.
Here's the graffiti.
These visits are called walkabouts, and they take place on a regular basis, at times planned with residents and partner agencies at neighbourhood forum meetings or at the town tasking meeting. This way, representatives from each organisation get to see the issues for themselves. They can judge the scale of the problem and even talk to local residents. After the walkabout, if all goes well, then action can be taken that provides a resolution to the problem. Sometimes, however, solutions require a borough-wide approach, and these issues are then raised at the 3rd stage, borough tasking meeting. This meeting takes place on a 4-week cycle at the Training Development Centre in Oldbury. It is chaired by one of the 2 police superintendents and attended by the Council's Cabinet Member for Safer Communities. Also present are senior officers from the partner agencies who can direct resources to most problems. Issues here are considered at a more strategic level.
OK, if I go this way, introductions around the room and which agency or group you represent will be very useful, and then we'll crack on with the agenda and go through the document. In the past, each partner agency dealt with problems isolated in their own little silos. Inevitably, the people and the problems that were being dealt with crossed many agencies, and the Boro tasking process brings all the partners together to actually discuss problems and discuss solutions to ultimately achieve the best conclusion to community problems.
And what the Boro Tasking Group did was look at ways to resolve the antisocial behaviour with other patrols, but specifically around a gating issue. Recently we've had the gating order approved. The gates have now been fitted on the estate on a timing mechanism, so at a certain time of night the gates will close, preventing youths from or people from entering the estate causing antisocial behaviour.
Yeah, they close at 8 o'clock automatically, 8 on the evening, and then open back up at 7 a.m. in the morning. It's all controlled by here, and if they're tampered with, then it sends an alarm to warden control, and they'll alert the police. Who's trying to tamper with them. Yeah.
Can they climb it?
It's a roll bar across the top, same as the other one at the other end, which prevents them from climbing over.
Well, what happens when to the residents that live here? What happens? How do they get in and out?
The residents will have 2 fobs per household, so they'll be able to gain access while the gates are closed, whereas other members of the public won't be able to. So they'll still have access to the houses.
At that early stage.
The ground care are going to come and look after the litter in the area and keep control of that. And youth services are going to engage with the youth around the area, so that should help us out and give them something to do as well.
Very pleased about that, and well done.
So problems can be successfully resolved at any of the 3 tasking stages. Smaller local problems are dealt with quickly and need only concern the minimum number of services, while major problems can be addressed by all parties throughout the borough. Once a resolution has been found and the recommendations implemented, local residents are kept informed by post using mailers, by phone or a personal visit. For major issues, press releases and neighbourhood forums keep residents up to date. The system also allows easy monitoring of how well partner organisations are dealing with complaints and provides a feedback mechanism to and from residents through the work of the neighbourhood managers.
This year we've always fed back to them direct, so the public has always been informed on the process around the problems we're solving for them or with them. So the target is to resolve 1 problem affecting the community in each of the 31 clusters every month. Right. So for the year, we should have resolved 372 problems, but we've actually achieved 738.
Very good.
Yes, very good.
So let's now go back to our case study. The problems at Devil's Hill were reported by local residents at the neighbourhood tasking meeting to the neighbourhood manager. He in turn decided to bring the matter up at the next town tasking meeting, where a walkabout was arranged. A solution was proposed that needed funding at the borough tasking level. Once this was agreed, work was contracted to resolve the problem. Residents have reported a significant reduction in antisocial activity.
What we'd achieved.
Well, I hope so. I mean,
this year we've resolved over 700 community problems that the community have raised with us. But in addition to that, we have a number of issues that come through the neighbourhood forum process, and those can range from litter in the streets to serious incidents of antisocial behaviour. And so we've probably looked at over 1,000 of those issues in a given year.
The tasking process in Sandwell has been in place since 2006. It has engaged over 30 different partners and resolved literally thousands of community problems. It is seen as a prime example of good practice throughout the UK.
We'll take that one off, but come back to it in 3 months.